we'll go down there. So just so you guys are aware, that is 4-wheel drive with the R.N.G clutch kit and ECU tune. And I didn't even adjust this clutch for the 32s as of yet. And look at what it's doing. Now we can't ride it a whole lot. There's no antifreeze, there's no radiator. So let's go get this done.
This in real condition, not just on the road, well, in some yards and spinning the tires and looking stupid.
Guys, so today we're rebuilding all these clutches with competitors' clutch kits on it. I'm about tired of doing these videos, but at what point does it take to understand what I'm talking about and the issue that I'm talking about and how it is an issue? Right off the rip, I'm going to tell you, customers want their parts to last. They do not want to buy this part. They do not want to buy this spring once, let alone twice. Most customers. Some customers, you always have those customers that they want more power and they don't mind spending the money because they know to get more power, you got to spend money to get it. And clutching is by farthest the first and absolute most best way to get that power, best dollar performance for dollar value. But a lot of customers, they're doing this to make their machine smoother, and they don't want to do it first time, let alone twice. And we've been having a lot of people have to do it twice. They have to spend that money twice. And you know, when people come to me, their trust is out the window. Like after the first time, their trust is buried in the sand. Like they don't want to trust another clutch builder because of the problems and the issues that arise from other companies' products that are out there. Now, obviously you guys have seen a few videos, and one of those videos was very misleading. We're just gonna say crossman. And I believe in the good Lord, so I'm not making fun, but we'll just, the crossman said that customer didn't like my clutch kit. Well, I have a screenshot. That customer came over, seen my post, and did not say that at all. He wanted to see if the grass was greener on the other side of the fence because he was already on this side of the fence. He wanted to check out what this side of the fence had and if it was better or worse, or was it better for him or worse for him. He wanted to see for himself. He didn't say my stuff was junk. He actually told me, and in the comment, he still, even after getting that kit, he still recommends my product. So what does that tell you? They come in that video, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to go into very good detail, like probably the best detail I can go into and show you guys some differences and why our springs don't rub and why it rubbing is a bad thing, because they just put out another video, the maker of these put out another video saying that
spring binding, hey, of course every spring bind. That's perfectly normal. Spring have bind over 20 years now, so we didn't make it, CVT didn't make it, every spring binds. But is it a problem? I don't think so. It never has been. One man did invent that this has problem, and it's his advertising campaign to make it problem. But is it really problem?
It was a way, it was a marketing tactic for me to say the rubbing is bad. It's not. Listen, guys, I could care less whose clutch kit you bought. But I'm telling you, customers don't want They want this part to last as long as possible. They want this part to last. They want this spring to last. Well, technically, yes, these are wear items. But like ours, we can make them so they outlive the machine, okay? So at what point does it become a wear item at that point? Honestly, guys, the difference, and the reason why ours ain't binding, those of you that switched, you know. Put in a comment below. I know this is a war and everybody's getting sick and tired of it. I'm not sick and tired that they're calling me out because it's actually driving more people over to my channel to watch these videos and see for themselves and make their own educated judgment as to what kit would be better for them and which kit they would rather invest their money into. And again, like the last video that I did, I'm not doing these videos to bash a competitor. I'm actually doing these videos, and I can't believe I have to write it out in plain English here. I'm doing these videos in hopes that they would pay attention and look at our design versus theirs and see how they can fix it like we did. I have plenty of OEM helixes in there, and most all of them are rubbed. I've said this from the beginning that it's a problem even with OEM. But I've also said it does not have to be a problem. It is fixable. It can be fixed. The ingredients are here to fix it. You can get rid of it. Enough of my ranting. Now let's get into why spring bind is bad. And look, boom, okay? I don't want to mix these up because these are customers. Boom. Boom, okay? This one's a little better because it's much more newer. You can tell by the spring. Same with this one. This one looks like it's got about the same time as this one, but this one is ate up a little more. So, as we all know, springs have a plus 5% and a minus 5% tolerance in change. It's from machining, manufacturing, whatever. They can grow this way, this way, this way, or this way, plus or minus 5%. But that's okay, because we done fixed our helix so it can accept that plus or minus 20% even in some cases. But real close. Yep. You see this okay? I've actually shown these on my videos, even the stock ones, deeper. I've seen them actually come all the way out into here, okay? We're going to explain why this is bad. Competitor, I know you're watching. I know you've been watching because you've been making videos about me. Pay attention. This is going to help you fix it. And really, all you have to do is call me, 330-806-0728, and you guys actually have my personal number. Call me and I'll have a discussion and educate you as to why this is happening and why it's bad. And I'm not going to fix it for you because, you know, this is a major selling point for my product because it doesn't do it. So I'm not going to do the work for you. I mean, unless you're buying my stuff. But you guys got to figure it out. It's been 4 years and you ain't figured it out. But I can help you. Seriously. I'm not the a-hole that everybody thinks I am. And by everybody, I don't mean my followers and my customers. By everybody, I mean y'all on that side of town. Everybody. I've actually tried to have this conversation with you guys, and I've been told I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I've also been told I ain't sold 70,000+ clutch kits, and I have, okay? My employees here can vouch for you as to how much they ship. We're crazy. But I put attention to detail. Bill and I does. Attention to detail. Anyway, I've ranted for probably 15, 20 minutes already. If you're serious about fixing it and it not being a problem, I'll educate you and kind of guide you in the right direction. Because I do want to see you succeed. And truth be told, I've had these springs for a while, and they are from the same competitor here. But these are for the thumbnail. But this one here, yeah, it's new. It came with the kit. And yeah, there was a couple problems with that. But we're not going to get into that. We've already done that. Anyway, the biggest problem with this is customers want their parts to last. They want to buy parts that the proper love and care was inserted into the making, the building, and the designing of these kits. They want stuff that people pour their heart and soul into. And I can guarantee you, there's been a lot of 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. nights in my home garage trying to perfect these things with Bill. Okay, there's two of us that know a lot about clutching. That's how we've gotten so far. But we put the love and care into our product. We put the love and care into our customers. We put the love and care into customer service when they have issues. Do you think people get our clutches and never have an issue? No, okay? We talk to people daily who don't know how to install something. They're having an issue. And 12 chances out of 13, it's because they put a weight block in upside down, or they didn't pre-tension the spring properly, so their belt is slipping. Excuse me, I'm sick. But that's the biggest concern. People don't want their parts eating each other, okay? I've seen these helixes, and not just these, OEMs too, and I think I even have one in a box in there I could really dig out. Almost all the way through, okay? Well, that weakens the helix. The more material you take out of here, it weakens the helix. The more material you take out of your spring, weakens the spring. Now, I want to show you guys something because it was brought to attention about the spring rubbing down here in the secondary. In that video you guys saw, that's the only thing they could point out that was going on with my kit, even though the clutch itself was abused and used and abused and not maintained. The only negative thing they could show was our spring hitting this down here. This down here, number one, doesn't matter because it's so close to the first ring of the spring. However, I would like to see that be fixed. We cannot fix that on our end. We didn't make this clutch. We didn't manufacture this clutch. Okay? So we can't do anything about that. No matter what spring you put down in there, it's going to rub there a little bit. But down there, it's not going to hurt performance. It's not going to make your secondary stick. Nothing. I've done a ton of tests to see if it was worth machining these or not. Because, yeah, I could, machine these a little bit to not have any spring issues. But truth be told, down here, it'll rub until it makes a certain amount of clearance, which is very little, and then it never rubs again. It self-clears, if you will. Down here is not a big deal at all. Not a big deal. The big deal is in the helix, okay? The big deal is in the helix because you get this spring in there, okay? And you get a few rings up in here, right? That secondary sheave, the sheave is what twists, not the helix. Well, when you twist that sheave, what else twists? The spring, okay? The spring twists with the sheave. The helix stays in one place. It don't move. The sheave goes in and out and twists. Well, when it twists one way or the other, the spring gets tighter and looser, right? Well, when it starts eating enough into there, this spring will stick into there, and it will make it so your clutch won't spring back and open and close, because that notch, and at the beginning, this is not an issue with it rubbing. This is something that happens over time. This could take a few 100 miles, a few 1,000 miles. It just varies, but it is a problem, and it can happen from first or second ride. It could happen, it just depends. But what happens is the spring starts eating a groove in there, and then the spring can't move the way it's supposed to, and this secondary can't shift in and out the way it's supposed to, okay? That's the problem with it, guys. hopefully you guys see the issue. I'm going to get all these customers taken care of and get them set up with new helixes and secondary springs from R.N.G. And if I keep having problems, we're going to pull apart 2 machines that I have a bunch of miles on, and I ain't been in the clutch yet to check on anything. We're going to show you, which I've also showed you in the past, me opening up my clutches and servicing them. We're going to show you that our clutches do not slip. They do not, nothing. We don't have belt problems. The other company is on Facebook telling people that because you choose to go with us and get a smooth clutch, that the belt is slipping, okay? But notice in their video, okay? Notice in their video that primary and secondary clutch didn't have any black belt marks in it. It was nice and smooth all the way across. You know what that tells me? That tells me even with his clutch being gunked and crapped it up and not maintained, that tells me that my kit was still performing optimally even while it was caked with mud and rust and sticking a little bit in the secondary. You want the best clutch, www.rngperformance.net. Peace out, God bless, I'm out. See you later. Leave us a comment below.